Hello and welcome to Screams from the Center, where I hope to provide you with information on topics I find interesting and give my take on them. On this episode, I talk about the internet evangelist Joshua Feuerstein. That's about as far as I'm going to go with his name. I'm not going to mention it. I'm going to call him Josh and Joshy at best. I don't want to give him any more credit. I'm not going to give people links to his channel. You can go search for him. I'm not going to do him any favors, although his viewership is much higher than mine, so I wouldn't be doing him any favors anyway. But I feel that this guy, while I need to talk about him, I feel that I don't want to give him any more credit than he deserves. So on with the show. Basically, this fellow Joshy, he has a persecution complex. Like many evangelistic Christians today, they mistake the idea of, how to put it, of their privilege as being somewhat a right. And when we try to even the playing field and take away those privileges, they feel that they're being persecuted. So he's a big persecution complex Christian. He talks about how bakeries and county clerks, specifically the Melissa's Cakes or whatever it was called, and Kim Davis a while back, how it was an attack on Christianity to basically tell them to do their job. So that's the kind of maturity level that we're talking about here. He also got on his camera and talked to us about how beheadings are coming to America. He even had a t-shirt which had like a little beheading line on it, inciting that beheadings were coming to America, that ISIS was going to take over. Obama is an ally of theirs, and they're going to behead Christians. He frequently talks about President Obama, someone he really doesn't seem to like very much, and mostly it's rants about how Obama's coming to take his guns. And in one of his videos, he liked to hold a gun, an automatic weapon or a semi-automatic weapon in his hand, and basically he was telling Obama, you can take my gun over my dead body. Like, the past 7 years, Obama has been trying to take his guns and just hasn't been quite able to do it. We've never seen a piece of legislation from Obama offering to take away our rights on guns. So, again, this shows the character of Joshy. He talks about how Christians are going to be sent to camps. This is similar to a story that Glenn Beck talked about a lot concerning FEMA camps and what he thought was going to be the relocation of Christians and conservatives and basically anybody that the liberal left didn't like was going to be moved into these camps, possibly permanently, possibly to be killed, that sort of thing. So, that goes into other rants of his about how Christians are going to be jailed simply because they have faith in God. I mean, don't you get it? I mean, they're 70% of the population, but we're going to round them up. So, he's also shown to be an incredible hypocrite. I mean, if that stuff wasn't pointing out him being a hypocrite enough, he also is in favor of the war the hacker group Anonymous is waging against ISIS. And just the year before, when they said they were going after anti-abortionist and anti-gay marriage people, he was speaking out against them. So, I suppose it's a enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of complex, but this is what he's talking about. And he loves Anonymous as long as they're going after ISIS. So we go into a couple of his latest things, and the point of my video and the little chuckle that I'm getting out of this. The not so chuckly part is he had this video that he posted up where he was talking about the Cecil the Lion incident, where a dentist shot a lion in a African safari. And there were people, I call them idiots on the internet, who called for his execution. I mean, I called for his prosecution, not an execution. I don't think that it rises to that level because I don't believe in capital punishment. But he talked about how we're upset at this man who shot this lion, and yet we kill millions of babies every year at Planned Parenthood. You know, the typical anti-abortion rhetoric of overblow the numbers, don't talk about how abortion is actually on the decline, or the fact that Planned Parenthood's does around 3% of their services are abortion. We don't have to talk about that because it's not good for his narrative. So, in that video, he likes to deny it and claim that he's been heavily edited, but he talks about how abortion doctors, nurses, office workers, everybody at Planned Parenthood should have to go to work every day in terror and fear for their lives. Because that dentist who killed that lion, just a lion, is in fear of his life. So they should at least. I don't know who's supposed to be doing this threatening, and that's the part that I don't get from him. Who is doing the threatening, Joshy? Who? But you said in your video that you want Planned Parenthood workers to go to work in fear every day. Now, of course, he said this before the Planned Parenthood attack, which, of course, I've argued on some of my blogs that these anti-abortion killers are secret heroes of people like Josh here. Now, of course, he'll condemn it, but he'll always tack on that thing, yeah, but killing those people at Planned Parenthood was bad and wrong and vile, but Planned Parenthood kills millions of babies a year, so, oh well. I guess they got what they deserved. That's the narrative that these twits like to portray. Sure, they'll condemn the attack as long as they can throw in that nudge and that pressure on Planned Parenthood. And the quiet threat of you should be afraid constantly. These white male Christians want you to be so fucking scared of Planned Parenthood that you never go in. They think that that's the way to deal with abortion. By fear and intimidation. By terror. That white asshole who shot up Planned Parenthood is a terrorist. And I charge Joshy with inciting that. He's the kind of guy who inspires lunatics. When you have a cup, let's say you have one of these cups, and it is filled up to here with crazy. And then you get someone like Joshy to dump another cup this size of his bullshit right into it, your crazy shit's going to overflow. So, we come to my special Christmas message for Josh. This is the subject of his disdain. Something that's put him on the map. This Starbucks cup right here. What is he upset about? That Starbucks took the Christ out of Christmas. He fails to mention that this is a 16th century pagan idol, a two-tailed mermaid. That's okay, as long as we put snowflakes and Christmas trees and reindeers and shit on the cup. That's fine. Now, Starbucks has explained that they went with this minimalist idea so that people can create their own holiday. Like anybody's going to color their damn cup. I mean, it probably was for cost effectiveness, because it's cheaper to print like this. But Josh took such offense to this that he went on there and he's like, I got them to say Merry Christmas as my name so that they'd have to put Merry Christmas on this cup because this fucking cup offends him so much. This is a guy who spends his entire life, his entire career, trying to offend people who don't believe in his bullshit. Now, normally I don't attack people of faith on this channel, but he needs to be investigated, possibly even arrested, for his actions with the Planned Parenthood shooter. For threatening, for saying that we need to keep them in fear of their jobs. So, the pinnacle of Josh's career, the Starbucks cup, which offends him so much. Its pagan symbol that previous cups just added things like snowflakes, Christmas trees, and reindeers. But now that they went for just a Christmas color, he's offended. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. But I understand, Josh. I understand fully, and I have a special Christmas message for you. I have the Starbucks cup, and I went there, and when they asked me for my name, I gave them a special message that's just for you, Joshy. Fuck you, Josh. I hope that you get the investigations you deserve. You are an insightful, bigoted, racist, anti-religious, except for your own, waste of human decency. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Screams from the Center. Please leave comments below on how I can improve. Please subscribe, like, and share this video. My blog is at screamsfromthecenter.wordpress.com, on Twitter at ScreamsFTCenter, and on Facebook at Screams from the Center. Thank you very much, and happy holidays. Happy holidays, Josh.